All right, I've recorded the mass of my beaker. It was 148.640 grams. See the image of the balance. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my beaker from the balance. Set the balance aside. And now my instructions tell me to take 5 to 7 milliliters of distilled water and add those to the remaining sample in my evaporating dish. Now I have a little over 30 milliliters of water in my graduated cylinder. And so I'm going to add the first portion, and I'm going to stir well. What I'm attempting to do is dissolve the soluble portion of this mixture. Now I've only got two things left in here. I have silicone dioxide, or sand, and I have sodium chloride, also known as salt. Note that I added a little more than 5 to 7 initially, because I want to make sure that I get all the salt out. And we're going to talk a little bit about the balance you have to strike between adding too much and adding too little water. So at this point, I've stirred this. We'll call it time lapse and say I've stirred for 2 full minutes. I probably haven't. And I will set that aside. Now I've got my filter paper here. I've folded it in half and in half again, and then opened it so that 3/4 are on one side, 1/4 is on the other. I am going to take my massed beaker and I'm going to place it underneath the funnel. I'm going to give the funnel a quick wetting with my wash bottle and place the filter paper in. Oops, not wet enough. I want it a little bit more with some distilled water so that it presses nicely into the funnel. And once that's fully wetted, I can line up the beaker so that the neck of the funnel is contacting the beaker to give me a nice drainage path for my water. All right, I'll give this a last little stir, and then I'm going to place my sample into the funnel. Now, I didn't get all of the solid material out of there. As you can see, there's a substantial amount of material left in the evaporating dish. I don't want that. That would represent mechanical loss. So I'm going to take a little bit more of my distilled water. I'm going to give that a little bit of a rinse and dump it in. I still have material in there, and if I was doing this with the aim of recovering every single bit of my sample, this wouldn't do it. So once that goes down a little bit, I will go ahead and take my wash bottle, and I'll invert it like this, because what the wash bottle allows you to do is to wash down the vessel that you're using. Excellent. So now I've gotten all the material out of my evaporating dish. I can set that aside. And all that's left is to wait and allow this to filter. I will do a time-lapse video of that.